All right, let's talk about something that's, quietly woven into the fabric of who we are. Traditional sports. Now, these aren't just old-timey games. They are living, breathing pieces of our culture. And the scary part? They're in real danger of just fading away.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? It's the quietness of it all. It's not some big, loud event. It's a slow fade. Once the last person who knows the rules is gone, that piece of our human story, it just vanishes forever.
So that's the big question, right? How do we stop this from happening? It really is a race against time to save the joy, the history, and the wisdom that's wrapped up in all these games. The good news is there is a plan.
But before we get into the how, we really need to understand the what. What exactly are we trying to save? Because we're not talking about dusty relics in a museum. These games are powerful storytellers that literally carry a community's identity forward.
So when we say traditional sports and games, or TSG for short, what we're really talking about is our living heritage. They're a direct link to our ancestors, and they act as this incredible bridge from the past to our future. Just think about the sheer artistry of Penchek Silat, or the unbelievable stamina of camel racing, or the pinpoint accuracy of tent pegging. Every single one is a unique chapter in our collective human story. So, who's stepping up to protect all this? Well, that's where the International Council of Traditional Sports and Games comes in. You can call them the ICTSG. They are the official global organization on a mission to save these games. And, this isn't some new idea that just popped up overnight. The groundwork for this started way back in 1999 at a UNESCO conference. It took years of meetings and planning, but by 2018, the ICTSG's global mission was officially locked in. So this whole effort has some serious, deep international roots. So, the ICTSG's mission? It really boils down to four main pillars. It's not just about saving old stuff. That's preservation. It's also about sharing these games with the whole world, which is diversification. Then there's helping them adapt and grow, which is development. And finally, getting the next generation excited about them, that's promotion. It's a full circle approach.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This is the core of our explainer today, the actual playbook. The ICTSG has created this incredible 6-stage plan to take a game that's nearly forgotten and lift it up onto the world stage.
This whole framework unfolds over 6 steps: Siwin, Layab, Trina, Rihanna, Kizan, and Sola. Now, don't worry about the names just yet. Each one is a deliberate step that builds on the one before it, creating this clear path from a fading memory to a lasting global legacy. Okay, stage 1 is Sewin. Think of this as the cultural emergency room. This is where you go out and find the games that are on life support. It's about finding the last few people who know how to play, documenting every little rule, and basically, as they say, stitching that beautiful, torn fabric of our heritage back together again. Next up is Liab. After the emergency rescue, you've got to go back to the roots. A tradition can't survive if it's not strong in its own home. So this stage is all about rebuilding that grassroots foundation within the local community, because without it, that heritage it can't stand tall. Stage 3, Trina, is a huge deal. This is the moment a game its official national recognition. It's an incredible moment of pride, where a whole country essentially says, yes, this is part of who we are. It becomes this amazing bridge that connects the games of yesterday with the national identity of today. Okay, so once a sport is officially recognized, it needs structure, right? That's stage 4, Reuna. This is the nuts and bolts part, creating official groups to oversee the game, writing down a clear set of rules, basically giving it the formal structure it needs to grow from a local favorite into a proper, organized national sport. And in stage 5, Kizan, things go global. This is where different countries start linking up. They share what's worked for them, they trade strategies, and they learn from each other. The idea is to weave this, as they call it, unbreakable fabric of shared wisdom, so everyone can benefit. And that brings us to the final summit, stage 6, Soal. This is the ultimate goal. The game is now fully protected, recognized around the world, and has become a permanent, celebrated piece of our shared human story, safe for every generation to come.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. All these stages, these acronyms, it can feel a little abstract. So let's make it real. Let's look at what this journey can look like when a game goes all the way. I want you to picture this. We're in Belgium, about 500 years ago. There is some shepherds out in a field playing a game they call Cool Chi Golf. It's simple. They've got a leather ball, and they're trying to hit it into holes in the ground. Sound a little familiar?
Well, that humble little game, Cue Golf, eventually evolved into the massive global sport we all know today as golf. Just think about that journey. It went from a local pastime in a field to a global industry, from shepherds to millionaire pro athletes. That's the incredible potential we're talking about here.
Now, this whole plan isn't just an idea on paper. The ICTSG is making this happen right now. So what's actually coming up next for this amazing global movement? Well, the next steps are incredibly exciting. Get this, the first ever World Traditional Games are set to happen in Africa in 2026. There's also a massive online encyclopedia being built to make sure these games are digitally preserved forever. And for anyone out there who wants to jump in, there are leadership roles open in national chapters all over the world. At the end of the day, this quote from the ICTSG president just says it all perfectly. This isn't just about being nostalgic for the past. It's about using the power of these games to actually shape a better future. A future where our shared heritage brings us closer, builds stronger communities, and maybe even fosters a little more peace. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Every single culture has these hidden gems, right? These games our grandparents played. So I'll leave you with this question. What forgotten game from your own culture, your own backyard, deserves another chance in the spotlight?